What's up, everybody? King of Fomo here, coming at you with your daily crypto update. Today, we're going to be talking yet again about the debt blocks and IXGlobal. In particular, I'm going to be giving you guys what my master plan is, what I think is going to be making me potentially the most amount of money in the shortest period of time. My secret, quote unquote. Now, I will be telling you guys two things before I get into what I really found out about this. Number one, this is going to be a Patreon first video. I haven't done Patreon benefits in a while, and as long as I don't forget, I'll explain why at the end of the video. But for those of you who are my patron, if you're spending $3 or above, you will be getting this video 1 to 2 days earlier than everybody else watching on YouTube who are not patrons. So this is sort of time-sensitive information if you do want to earn the most from here, potentially. So you guys can watch my strategy and figure it out, and hopefully that'll be giving you a little bit of a benefit to your Patreon status. Secondly, I am going to be talking about IXGlobal and DebtBox in this video. I know some of you guys are kind of tired of me talking about it, especially those of you who have decided you're not going to do the DebtBox, you're not going to do IXGlobal. Here's the thing, guys. I really like to dive deep into understanding what I sink my funds into, and that is definitely the case with this. There's a lot to dive deep into and to understand and to unpack, and to really make a good prediction of what's going to happen with the DebtBox in the future. I have to keep talking about it and keep exploring it day in and day out until I develop a good plan. And that's just going to be the case. I will definitely be talking about other stuff on this channel. I won't just be talking about IXGlobal and DebtBox. But when those things do come about, definitely expect them in the future. If this is unrelated to you and you don't care about this, you can skip this video. All right, so what is the master plan for the debt box? There's a couple of things to unpack here. First of all, guys, these are the different nodes that you can purchase. You can purchase the Grow node, the Explorer node, DLG, as well as the Aluminum node, and I think lastly, if it's still on here for sale, the NatG node. Those are the four or five that we're going to really focus on in this video, and I'm going to be talking mainly about two of those nodes that I'm going to be stocking up on. Definitely after I'm done recording this video, I will be loading up on a couple more of those. And I'll give you guys the reasons why as well. One of the things that we want to focus on before we get into that is go over to the DebtBox website and go down to this August 2022 newsletter. Now, the thing that I highlighted this before, but we're going to highlight it again for the purpose of this video. They do burns, ladies and gentlemen. So Black Gold and NatG recently had a burn of a couple billion tokens. When they burn those tokens, what they're doing is they're buying with the profits that they're getting, and they're burning. That is one of the big reasons why Black Gold went up significantly in price, and the reason why NatG recently, in the past couple days, went up significantly in price. NatG was sitting at close to $0.001 dollars. So it was actually, we can kind of just for the purpose of this say 30 cents higher than where it is right now. Right now, all of these things are in a pullback. So is the rest of the crypto market. But we can still make a pretty good prediction about what's going to happen in the future. Now, like I said before, because they did that burn recently, I think that was a major factor in why NatG went up so high in price over the past couple days. People were able to kind of sell and reap those rewards if they wanted to do that. Now, the other thing to note, guys, is you have to really pay attention here. They did a burn for Black Gold and they did a burn for NatG. They have not yet done a burn for aluminum or for XPLR. So what that means is when that does happen in the future, you can probably expect most likely the price is going to reflect in a very, very positive manner for aluminum and for Explorer if you have those nodes. So some people are, I've talked to a few people, and people are super hyped about the NATG token because of its major massive volatility, the price action. So they've loaded up on NATG nodes, and don't get me wrong, it's producing probably some of the best rewards in the system. Right now, $129 from NATG, not too shabby compared to these other nodes, which I only have $2 on the DLG and $17 on Explorer. Even if I were to multiply that by 6, it still wouldn't be touching where NATG is in terms of daily rewards. So that might kind of trick you or confuse you into thinking that NATG is the best one to purchase. Sure, it's going to get you the highest amount of rewards sort of right now compared to the other ones, but what I'm going to be focusing on for me in the next, after I'm done recording this video, is loading up on more aluminum nodes and more XPLR nodes because of that reason that I said earlier. They haven't done a major burn for these quite yet, and when they do a major burn for them, the price of that token will go up. Some other things to take a look at, guys, and this is available for you if you go over to the wallets section on the Debtbox website. This is on the desktop version, and you go to where it says available on PancakeSwap. You can click on that link, and then over on the top right corner, it's going to have a link to the coin itself. So you can go click on view on Bscan, and I'm just going to X out of some of this stuff so we don't have so many tabs here. And then go down to where it says token tracker and click on NATG. When you do that, it's going to bring you to this page right here where you can see some more information and make a more educated decision on what you want to do as far as purchasing nodes is concerned. So going down here, we can see that NATG has a pretty gigantic supply. Now, of course, we know that that supply is going to be going up and down as more coins are being minted and as more burns happen. You'll see that the amount of holders for NATG is at a whopping 13,145 addresses. That includes the addresses of the people in the debt box with those wallets and people just buying the token on their own. There's been 130,000 transfers. So this token is not the newest in terms of what we're seeing here for the other nodes. Now, if we look at the Explorer token, so the Explorer token, similar deal here. It has less of a supply. So NATG's at 14, I think that's trillion tokens, and the Explorer's at 2, I believe, trillion tokens, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of numbers there, so I could be wrong. It could be billion, but nonetheless, only 143 holders, 1,864 transfers. What does that tell you? Well, it tells me that this token has a lot of room to grow in terms of holders and in terms of supply and in terms of the price action. It is new, of course. Newer tokens, if you guys don't have your risk ratio figured out, higher risk with a new token, but potentially a higher reward. So that is why my kind of master plan in the current moment is to try to stack up on some of these aluminum tokens. And we can go over to my rewards here. And as I'm making more and more rewards, as I'm mining more and more of those aluminum tokens, these could be valued at significantly higher after they start doing the burn. So that's why I kind of want to load up on aluminum tokens. That's the first part of my plan. And the same case is, I meant to say that for Explorer, but the same case is true for aluminum. Aluminum is the same thing, 203 addresses, 2,801 transfers. So Explorer, even newer sort of, or we can say probably less adopted than aluminum, and especially less adopted than NATG at the current moment. So again, a lot of room to grow for there as well. We can go over to kind of compare the two, Explorer and aluminum. My mining balance is going to be the important thing here. So these 3,300 XPLR tokens right now is worth $19. Am I going to sell them even if I could, with a $250 threshold mark? No, I'm not going to. I'm going to be loading up on as much of these as possible and waiting until we do hit a larger rise in the price of the token, if we do hit that. Now, that could be a bad decision. Maybe the token stays the same price or goes down in value over time. Who knows? But that's just my personal thinking, my personal strategy right here. So again, if we take a look at my portfolio, let's go back to my wallets, or is it my dashboard? I'm confusing myself here. Going back over to rewards right here with 6 NatG tokens, 4 aluminum nodes, 1 DLG node and 1 XPLR node. My personal plan is to get more XPLR and more aluminum nodes. Now, some other things to note here, guys. Like I said, there's a lot to unpack. This guy right here just made a video. It's called the Debt Box Full Nodes Overview. This was posted 5 hours ago as of the posting of this video. And what he does is, you really should watch the entire the presentation. I mean, I usually watch things on 2x speed because I don't have an hour of free time every day. But he talks a lot about what's up and coming for this platform, and it really helps you understand kind of what is happening on the front end and the back end. So we'll play this little portion right here at about the 34 minute part, and where he talks about exchanges, and I'll kind of pause it in a second just to show you guys what I'm excited about overall. So let's go ahead and take a listen.
Currency space, this is happening on every blockchain. Now, so the question is, well, how do I know which projects to get involved with? And that's where it comes back to looking at, is it speculative or is it tangible? Are they doing the same things that they say they're going to do? Are they on the exchanges already? So I'm very excited to report that we've been listed on 5 different exchanges just this month. To give you some validation, to go through the process to be able to get on an exchange, the owners have to go through a scrutiny process. They have to go through background checks. They have to prove their liquidity. Some of these exchanges require more trading volume than others. And so as we continue to march towards Binance, that's our goal by the end of the year, what's happened is some of you have seen our trading volume go up significantly. Why is that? Because now we have just crossed a major threshold. We sold over 1 million licenses around the world in 19 different countries. We are now trading at $7.5 million per day in trading volume. So 5 different exchanges this month. We may or may not be making an announcement in the next couple of days about another one that was just added. One of the more recent exchanges was LBank, which is the 16th largest exchange in the world. We were listed on LBank just a couple of weeks ago in the top 10 coins by volume at that time. So
all right, so that's just a small snippet, but there's a lot to unpack here. He talks about a lot of different things. The fact that these tokens are being listed on exchanges is a big deal. And he says that Binance is the goal. So imagine if these tokens do get listed on Binance, we could definitely see even larger price rises from this. I know one number that I've seen people throw out there is for NatG potentially hitting 1 cent, or sorry, 10 cents. So 10 cents for NatG would be not a 1x, not a 2x, but I'm sorry, not a 1x, not a 10x, not a 100x, but a 1000x, close to about a 1000x, or maybe maybe 500x from where it is right now, which is still pretty incredible. A lot of room to grow for these tokens. And some other kind of secrets that you can kind of uncover from listening to that video is they will most likely have more nodes to purchase. So you can watch the video and find out exactly what he's talking about, but if you want to kind of save up, maybe NatG's not for you, aluminum's not for you, none of these are for you, you can wait until the newest, freshest node gets put out there and buy some of that if you believe that that is for you. But again, watch that video for a little bit of a hint as to what that is. And lastly, one thing that I just recently learned is, I mean, I know that these are nodes and they are mining more of the tokens. So that was one concern that another YouTuber pointed out in my comment section, is that these are securities, and you're going to get arrested because you're promoting securities, and you can't do that. Well, if you look in the white paper for this thing, that's one of the reasons why they have nodes for these things. The tokens are not sold like an ICO. They are mined just like all of your other coins that are mined and not considered securities. But of course, not financial advice. Do your own research on that. But that is an indicator that they really know their stuff legally in terms of how they're putting the token out there to not be in the bad viewpoint of the SEC or anything like that. So there's that, and there's a lot more to unpack there too. The fact that they're doing mining from here, they're going to be changing some things around in this back office. So you can only mine with a certain amount of nodes. There may be a fee for mining with these nodes because they are using Amazon AWS to actually do the mining with the machines. So eventually there will be a fee to getting these free tokens, these free rewards. Right now there's kind of a fee, but not really. And they will be offering to people the actual debt box, which I think I have it on Telegram here. So the actual debt box is going to be located right here. And this is the box that you can mine on your own instead of using the cloud mining on the website. So you can get a lot of these tokens on your own and control even more nodes. So like I said, there's tons to unpack here, guys. Hope that gives you a little bit of a tidbit of why I'm still excited about IXGlobal and the debt box. So look into it yourself, guys. Do your own research. Watch those videos that are posted and figure out what you want to do. But of course, if you want to sign up for this, I highly recommend you watch my first video to make sure you sign up correctly, and to get a hold of some of these licenses. And if you have any issues, guys, message me over there on Patreon. I just had another user message me on Patreon about some problems that he had with his licenses, and we're trying to get that figured out. So just let me know if you have any issues on Patreon. Probably not in the YouTube comment section or in Telegram or anything like that until I get that reactivated. But Patreon is the best way to kind of contact me at the current moment. That's everything for today, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Before I leave, I will mention for Patreon benefits for those of you who are like, man, I haven't really seen anything from Patreon in a while. First of all, there's a lot of reasons for that. The biggest reason is crypto in general. So crypto in general over the past year has been pretty bad since like January. Honestly, you were probably better off holding fiat USD instead of buying really anything in crypto or listening to anybody talk about crypto on YouTube, on Twitter, or anything like that. And that's a big reason why like turnover, like I don't want to get too much into statistics, but I'm not worried about pumping out tons and tons of garbage content just for numbers, because I know that the biggest main thing that influences whether or not people are getting good information is the crypto market doing well. And if it's not, then there's really not that much to talk about, unless you're preparing for the next bull run or getting stuff ready for the next bull run. And that's kind of what my channel is. My channel is finding the gems as we are rising up. So if I don't put out content for a month or a couple weeks, don't freak out too much, because it doesn't mean I gave up on the channel or I gave up on Patreon or I gave up on anything altogether. It just means that I really am trying to bring to you guys the best quality stuff. And if it takes time, I'd rather put out one video a month on the highest quality stuff rather than putting out 10 videos on garbage just to hit numbers quotas. So the final kind of takeaway from this is, as crypto continues to do well and there's a lot more opportunities out there, there will be more benefits to watching my channel and to being on Patreon and all that stuff. But if it doesn't, then it doesn't. And there's no reason to be subscribed to the Patreon. You guys can unsubscribe. But like I said, it's $3 a month. So at the end of the day, it's okay if you guys decide not to pay $3 a month if you feel like the benefits are not good enough. But this is the first benefit that you guys are getting in a long time, the video earlier than everyone else. So hopefully that helped you guys out, especially those of you who are in IXGlobal. And there's more to come. More to come, like I said, for sure, as crypto and this crypto space evolves. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.